Jed, good morning to you. Behind us is the Fiserv Forum. This is where the Republican National Convention will officially get underway in the next few hours. Security already very tight because Donald Trump has already arrived here in Milwaukee. Donald Trump gets off his plane in Milwaukee to attend his Republican National Convention. Less than 24 hours earlier, he turned his head at exactly the right moment to barely avoid a fatal gunshot. Trump telling the Washington Examiner, quote, "That reality is just setting in. I rarely look away from the crowd. Had I not done that in that moment, well, we wouldn't be talking today, would we?" That right there behind me is the former president's plane known as Trump Force One. Trump saying he thought about delaying his trip, but did not want to let a shooter change his plans. This is a look at the arena where Trump will speak this week. He says he's throwing out his previous speech. His new one will focus on national unity.
I want to speak to you tonight about the need for us to lower the temperature in our politics.
President Biden calling for national unity from the Oval Office after a Homeland Security briefing in the Situation Room and a call with Trump.
I spoke with him last night. I'm grateful. He's doing well, and Jill and I keep him and his family in our prayers. We also extend our deepest condolences to the family of the victims who was killed.
That victim is father and veteran firefighter Corey Comparatori, mourned by Pennsylvania's governor.
Corey was an avid supporter of the former president and was so excited to be there last night with him in the community.
The shooter, 20-year-old Thomas Michael Crooks, being remembered by high school classmates.
He was like a kid that was always alone. He was always bullied every day. He was just an outcast.
It's totally changed the nature of this convention. I can't remember one like this before.
At Milwaukee's airport, we catch up with Adam Nagorny of the New York Times. He's covered every convention since 1988.
Most conventions are actually devoid of any suspense or real storyline, but there's a lot of stuff going on here.
We also talk with Politico's Melanie Mason about Trump's appeal to the GOP base. And what is it about him that resonates so much with so many people on the right?
You know, I was thinking about one of the lines that he gives at his rallies, which is, you know, they're coming for you, but I am standing in their way. And I think that there is this almost like so on the nose and so heartbreaking manifestation of that.
We got the hat and you got a shirt, right?
Yeah.
These women are RNC delegates for Trump and say this moment is one they'll never forget. What went through your mind when you saw those images?
Oh, my God. I just started praying, hoping. I started crying. I said, they can't do that to him. They can't do that to him. They can't beat him, so they're going to kill him.
I just think it's a sad day for everybody, no matter what party you're in. I just, you know, trying to take someone's life is never a good thing.
The radical things that the press and the media have been saying, comparing him to Hitler, saying that he's an existential threat to democracy, that is outrageous. It needs to stop right now.
Penny Nance is president and CEO of Concerned Women for America. At an event last year, she prayed for Trump on stage and is doing the same now.
Stop with all the little identity politics. Come together as Americans, find our faith, move forward, and protect our families.
So you're taking a live look right now. That's inside the Fiserv Forum. You can see the stage is literally set. Those delegates expected to come in within the next few hours. The big news of the day inside there, who is going to be Donald Trump's VP? We'll talk more about that coming up at 7:30. But as we come back out here live right now, some breaking news just within the last few minutes. Judge Aileen Castro, who is the judge in Florida, who was presiding over the classified documents case and the indictment that Donald Trump mishandled classified documents, has just thrown out that case, dismissing the case, saying that there were problems with the appointment of Special Prosecutor Jack Smith. So this has just come down a few moments ago. We still need to get more details in terms of her rationale. This is a judge who was seen as very pro-Trump, somebody who was appointed by Trump. And this is going to be a big part of the story today. But yet another win in a series of wins for Donald Trump. It appears that that classified document case is going away, at least for now.
Yeah.
We're live in Milwaukee. Alex Michelson, Fox 11 News.
Alex has got a lot of momentum going into this convention. I know that there's been talk that the security is going to be extra tight, perhaps unprecedented for Republican National Convention. Is that something that you're seeing right now?
It is unbelievable, Jen, how much security is here. Several blocks are blocked off. You got to walk around all over the place. Everywhere you see law enforcement from around the country, including from California. There are California members of law enforcement who are here helping in this massive presence here. I've been to other conventions, including the one in Cleveland, which had a tremendous amount of security, but this seems to be a whole nother level. Secret Service saying this was already the plan before the Trump shooting. They're actually not adding extra security, but it is pretty overwhelming, the security presence in place here.
Alex, one of the things that you noted in your report was that former President Trump was going to be changing the tone of his speech that he's giving in just days. What are you hearing about how he's going to, in fact, communicate that unifying message?
That it's going to, try to be an opportunity to reach out to the whole country, to try to bring the country together, to talk about what unites us. That's not always been what he's talked about. We've seen so much rhetoric between both parties aimed at each other in the last few months, trying to cool down the temperature. And if Donald Trump is able to do that, that could be very effective for him politically as well in trying to expand what is already a lead that he has. If he's able to do that and now some of these cases start going away, you see a real easy path for victory for Donald Trump and a challenge right now for Joe Biden and the Biden campaign.
Yeah, I think all of us, in media, in politics, if you have a platform, especially going into this convention, it's very important to be delicate with how you phrase what happened on Saturday, because this is such a divided nation right now. It's like you don't want to further inflame the voices and the rhetoric there. This was a terrible moment in history that could either serve to unite or further divide, and I think it's just worth noting that you have to be very careful with how you word things.
Indeed, but it's also right in the middle of a political campaign, too.
Yeah.
And this is the height of the political campaign, which makes this even more complicated for everybody involved in this. This is uncharted waters for everybody, and so we'll see what happens. Let's hope, to your point, Jen, it is an opportunity to bring people together.
Yeah, it's a delicate line to walk. All right, thank you,
Thanks, Alex.